Okay, thank you, Sarah.
Welcome to the Newburgh Township Private Meeting for March 17. Happy Thursday. Everyone, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I will pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with justice and control. So the board met in executive session, the board schemes, personnel. Okay. Agenda item 5, motion to consider consent agenda. Consent agenda A, excuse minutes from Thursday, can report board of supervisors meeting. B, the regular bills list. Dated March 5, 2025, in the amount of $74,147.43. March 13, in the amount of $90,397.24. C, the pre-K list dated February 27th in the amount of $27,177.91. Fifth, in the amount of $31,605.13, and March 13th in the amount of $17,322.49. Any questions from the board? No? Do I have a motion? Make a motion. Very good. Do I have a second? Secondly, all those in favor, please say aye. 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 Agenda item 6, action items. Consider a motion to create pay for Santa Health event to North Granby Park. Sue, welcome.
Thank you. I would like to propose that we move for safety reasons, also so that we can show off our beautiful park, the Santa House to North Branch Park. There's lots of upside to it because we would be able to do some more activities with the children so that they would be able to do arts and crafts, possibly write letters to Santa. We have a mailbox on the Santa House. So there would be a lot of different things that we could do. We would also, again, have the food truck come. We'll have the choirs come Friday night and Saturday night. So not that many things would change. It would just be logistically a little bit easier. We are able to borrow lighting from Mike from Emergency Management. We had made those arrangements prior and there would be no charge for that. So safety wise, plus walkability, we have 5 neighboring neighborhoods that would be able to walk here instead of having to drive to Giant Shopping Center. We would also propose for collecting food in advance for maybe a week or two prior to that in our lobby for the pantry, so that would also be a part of those 2 nights, but we would also do that in addition so that we could gather that much more food and possibly monetary donations for them. Again, the food truck would be available. He already said he would do that. They would also have access. The kids would be able to go on the playground equipment because it would be lit up in that whole area there too. So we could work on this to expand it even beyond that after this year. I don't know if you have any questions. Yes. We'd like to be able to decorate the entrance to the park where people would be walking, because most of the parking would be in the front of the building here, which we do have. And we also have handicap parking, which would be out by Veterans Memorial. That would be designated just for that. But we would decorate it also with candy canes and lighting and just make it a happier and more pleasant and fun event for the kids and their parents.
So since
we could definitely do it inside. That gives us the other option where we do not have that option at Giant.
Santa.
Well, Santa will be in retirement, but I already told him that, yeah, we would be, yeah.
Well, Santa's not.
But yeah, yeah, go ahead.
The other
Right.
Yes.
One of the things that was a concern of the attendance and just for whatever reason, say it doesn't work in North Bridge. No, next, the following year, we try West Bridge. See what it's like up there. I'm just throwing out ideas. But it's better that we keep it on our facility at this point in time. Yes, exactly.
And I truly do. In sponsorship. I know we get a lot of sponsorship from that shopping center, but we also got some sponsorship for Easter and for, you know, and for their supporting bingo. And they really, it's really has nothing to do with them, and that's, you know.
Will we still get them? People.
Yes, at Mathnasium, and she's already coming also for Easter. So they're coming, so yes, they are fully involved with us, and it's, children events are great for them because that's their business too, right?
And I really throw the idea. No. We'll try it here for a couple of years. I'm the majority of the board here and the majority of the park rec program here. And fine, he's right there. Yeah.
Any questions from the public?
Yes, hello, my name is Mike Coleman from Coleman Hay Farms, on Walter Road, and to that point, years ago, I used to use the horses to come down, horse drawn hayride, come down Skyline Drive, we had the hayride all lit up and we came sand over the hill, and it was well received, and we had, dare I say, hundreds of people that would come out to it, and then the antique shop and the teacup place would all participate, and I think it was a wonderful event. I still get people asking me if we would do that again, so I would be willing, depending on my schedule, to maybe bring Santa in.
And we would love that, because you and I, we did that for the Chalfont New Britain Business Alliance, had done that one year for
Years
up at the
ago,
John,
yes.
yep,
Yes,
yes, because we also did the antique mall too, yes.
yes.
So I would love to do that again, Mike.
So-
We can talk about that,
And-
yeah.
Was-
Yeah.
Oh,
And maybe we can even find a Mrs. Santa. Which we don't have. I think, Bob is on board to come back, even though he's retired. I'm sorry, Santa.
Never.
No, I'm not, he just needs, he needs a new suit, that's all.
Okay, so then you have 7 months to. So, any other questions? Do I have a motion to accept the change of location for the Santa House this year? Mary Beth, do I have a second? I'll second. Sue? No. Stephanie? Yes.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, all those, except Bob. Okay. Awesome. Thank you very much.
You are quite welcome, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Action item B, consider a motion to hire the zoning officer. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. As everybody is aware, Dave Conley left us in October for another job. We immediately started a search process. We went through 2 rounds of advertising. We received probably about 30 candidates. I would say maybe a third of those were somewhat qualified, performed interviews. Alex and I did the interviews. We're happy to present to the board tonight Doreen Curtin. Doreen has multiple years' experience in one of our neighboring towns. She is currently a zoning officer up in Northampton County at this point in time. But we made the offer to her. She is accepted. She cleared all of her backgrounds. She will be giving, if the board hires her tonight, she'll give notice tomorrow, and the latest she will start will be April 8th, I believe. 7th. Okay. April 7th. Thank God. So she's undecided between 2 or 3 weeks' notice, so it all depends how it goes over with our current employer. So I would respectfully ask that the board hire Doreen Curtin as the township's zoning officer.
Motion.
I'll make a motion.
Bill, do I have a second? I'll second. Bridget, any questions from the board? No? I call the motion. All those in favor? Oh, public? I've heard good things. Call the question. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you very much. And unfortunately, she couldn't be here tonight because she has a planning commission meeting at the town she's working in right now.
Thank you. So the 2025 consists of 2 different projects. The first project would be milling 1.5 inches, scratching 1/2 inch, and paving top course of 1.5 inches of 9.5 millimeter in 3 different developments. Those developments are Teal and Goldeneye, Janton, and Green Valley, Michaels, and Nicholas. It would also that project would also include the upgrade of all ADA ramps as well. The second project will be completed in-house by leveling the shoulders and edges and overlaying Upper Stump Road with 19 millimeter. The total length of the road program would be 1.53 miles. From page 3 of your packet there's you'll see the overall program, and then you'll see the breakdown of each individual road. The cost summary of everything will be covered under different fuels. And the amount of
$493.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I'm missing the piece.
Are you?
So,
Yeah.
let's see.
So the first program would be, contracted, would be awarded to the lowest bidder. Do you have any questions?
So this part is just for the contracted part, not for the other state.
Upper Stump Road will be, Upper Stump Road will be in-house, yeah.
Yes, okay. When are you planning on being there with it?
As soon as we get approval. We'll put the bid package in.
The goal would be to do the paving during the summer season when the schools are out, so we don't have to worry about school bus.
Does this include the extra money?
No, all of this is covered.
Oh, it's a mistake. Get this look.
Yeah.
So then
For in-house repairs.
I'm also going to ask, have you noticed any deviation from the data analysis that we had done a few years ago? Have roads deteriorated more than you think or faster than we can assume? Do we need to redo this data analysis anytime soon?
I would say within the next year or two.
When is the good time to do the analysis? Time of year? Is it
I
better
would
to
say
do?
by spring,
So spring of next year?
yes.
Just sounding for okay. Do I have a motion to accept the 2025 road program? Is that motion? Bridget, do I have a second? Second. Any other questions from the board or the public? All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Motion passes. Thank you, Anna. Okay, action item G, consider a motion to approve the sale of vehicles and equipment on municipal bid. Right,
This memo is seeking the approval to sell township owned equipment and vehicles on municipal bid. All vehicles and equipment are anticipated to sell for over $2,000, which would require approval by the board. There are 6 vehicles and 1 mower. Staff recommends the approval of all vehicles and equipment to be sold.
Just one note, any revenue that comes in will go into the capital fund.
any questions from the board? Any questions from the public? No. So are all of these items being replaced by things that coming online?
They've been replaced, yes.
They've all been replaced. Okay. Right. So do I have a motion to approve the sale of vehicles and equipment on municipal bid? Bill, do I have a second? Second. Mary Beth, all those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Motion passes. Action item E, consider a motion to approve the Bucks County Construction Material Bid Award. Right?
On February 22nd, Salisbury Township held the annual Bucks County Consortium bid for materials, which was stone and asphalt. After reviewing all the bids, we recommend that the board award the bid for the lowest qualified bidder. For asphalt, Miller Materials, which is a division of H&K, came in at the lowest bid at $62.20 per ton. Which represents an increase of 46 cents from last year's cost. For stone, Plumstead Materials came in as the lowest bidder, which they are also a division of the H&K. After speaking with the sales representative for H&K, they will honor all pricing at the Skunk Hollow Quarry and allow us to haul out of there for distance purposes.
Have you noticed, was the point of politics, was that basically too flat, or was that a decent increase?
I would say that probably fair. Over average for the past 5 years.
Vendors at your point,
Yes.
any other questions from the board?
Just a question, maybe more for education for like a public, but we're going through the West County construction for that. Are we participating with others and we can provide once to get a better rate?
Yes. Yes, right.
Okay. So,
And who's part of it, I don't know all of the municipalities, but
but by this, we find we're getting the best possible rate we want to. Great, thank you.
Any questions from the public?
thank you.
Do I have a motion to approve the bid award?
I'll make that motion to do the bid award between companies. So, approved last year.
Do I have a second? Second that. Bridget, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Motion passes. Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.
Action item F, consider a motion to approve the proposal from the Mine Center for Strategic Visioning. Dan?
Yes, the board had decided that this year we're going to start doing some strategic visioning. We reached out to a number of firms to see if they could assist us in that. The last one we talked to is Miner Center, who the board is very familiar with since you used them for the search to hire me. So, and Nicole Beckett, the board has a good working relationship with Nicole. They submitted a proposal. The total cost will not exceed $2,300. The proposal is very detailed, and I'm making a recommendation that we accept the proposal and move forward with Miner Center for the strategic visioning.
Yes, I see this. Good precursor. To be looking at a compound, which was done in 2005 and then revamp in 2016, so this would be a good way to start them.
Yeah, I would think the comp plan might be a project for 2026. I think that might be time to take a look at that.
Any other questions or comments from the board? No. No? Any questions from our public? Could you just explain a little bit? Chance, in town, maybe how open space, I mean, I have ideas, sort of figure that, but a little bit of.
I think that they will act as a facilitator to work with the board and senior staff to develop a vision for the township for the next 3, 5, 10 years. And they'll do that through a series of interviews, in one-on-one interviews, group interviews, and in group sessions.
Chief would be involved. Or the department head would be involved.
I just to say it fits in with our looking at everything that's kind of been left sitting for a year. Both of the new open space plan we've been working on together, the capital plan, which was started in 2023. Two things that this township hasn't done. We're trying to plan the future, which direction we'll go and what we consider to be worthwhile to accomplish, not accomplish, where we want to direct our energies, and just so everyone is aligned in what our purpose is and what we're trying to accomplish for our residents.
That's one, sorry, I may add another comment. In terms of the open space plan, obviously, as a farm landowner, we're very anxious and eager to maintain open space and preserve our farm and as many other acres as I can. So if there's a need for someone to volunteer for the open space committee, and it seems like it's underway, but I would be more than happy to volunteer to participate and be able to talk farmer to farmer, so to speak. Maybe convince them that the open space preservation is good thing, both financially and legacy wise. Best enough to see houses on it.
Currently, we're working with Bucks County Planning Commission on our own open space plan. It's not an open space committee per se at this point. But it is something I'd like to push down the road. You'll see something in our newsletter. Because that has been a priority passed down for 15, 20 years. And it needs a little oomph to it, shall we say. That's maybe.
The ground is being swallowed up faster than so if we don't act now.
We tried for years to get people to look at preserving the ground in one way or another. It's just hard to get the people to until be willing to work with us.
I have specific passion for it, and we're actually looking at other acreage. And I sit down with the landowners and I explain to them the preservation money that's available from Bucks County and municipalities, as well as the state, as well as the value of the land post-preservation and the tax benefits of that post-preservation, the write-offs that are available, and the fact that they want to see the land preserved. All of that comes together very nicely. And I think when you present it that way, they get a better sense for the fact that they're not giving it away. They actually generate quite a bit of return. And it may be a way for us to approach landowners maybe in a different way, and I'm happy to be part.
Still waiting for the report from.
Yes, I reached out to him earlier this month and I said, how's it coming? And he said, it's coming. I swear I was just the answer. Make it up.
Bill?
Yep, did we have a motion? I don't remember.
Yeah. No, we have. Bill is the first. Do I have a second? Second. Bridget, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Action item G, consider a motion to authorize an advertisement for the farm leases for 2025 to 2027 seasons. Dan,
Thank you. Currently, the township leases out two parcels for farming, the Schoolhouse Road property, and I cannot say the name of this other one.
Is that me?
Yes,
Is that me?
yes, thank you. Schoolhouse Road property is 23.5 acres. The other property is 8.3. And the new one we're going to be putting out this year is Veterans Park property of 27.37 acres. I'm asking the board to authorize us to advertise the package for a 3-year lease for each of the properties. Each year will be individually priced, but we're looking for 3-year leases. And I think the 3-year lease makes a lot of sense from just for someone like Mr. Coleman who has the other leases, just the infrastructure and the time and effort they have to put into getting the properties ready. So the plan is we will post this on our website tomorrow. We'll accept bids until April 15th, and we'll award at our April 21st meeting. So I'd just like authorization to advertise. And Scott has prepared all the leases, by the way.
any questions? Any questions?
Yes, thank you for consideration. We're certainly very eager to bid on, of course, because one thing I would ask for consideration was maybe a 4 or a 5-year lease, or at least an extension consideration beyond the 3 years. When we invest in that field, between the nitrogen we have to put down, the fertilizer, the lime, and the machinery, and we're very good stewards of the land, so we take very good care of it, but at the same time, it's very expensive between diesel fuel and equipment and such. And we'd like to be able to say, at the end of 3 years, should you decide we're good stewards of the land, would we be able to extend for another year or two potentially? It's just hard if it's 3 years and then it's just, you can't make the right investments. I don't think it. Yes. It's-
Well, we need to know what exactly,
If we're going to make that change, then I can't put them up tomorrow. Have to authorize that change tonight. And then we need some time to go through and make the adjustments on all the sheets if we're going to do that.
So if we did put them out tomorrow, just speaking this room. If we did put them out tomorrow and we came to the end of the lease, within a year of the lease, can we then decide to make an extension, or you're saying we have to start from now?
we need, from the way we're doing it, we need to start.
Needs to be a sentence or two in there.
Yeah.
Must be done.
Complicated, would it be to have the option to extend?
It wouldn't be complicated, it would just take some time to edit everything.
What would be the,
We'd probably get them out before the end of the week.
I think it's, now discretion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do it that way.
Yes.
The 2-year extension, discretion of the township.
Conditions. Why would we have to list the conditions, or?
We
Just
really
say
put some-
Yeah.
Scratch, I think.
Yeah.
So then,
Yes,
So realistically, if we decide we want to add that, when can it go out to bid, and can we still make the April 21st?
It'll be out by Thursday.
Yeah, I could still keep it.
it just wouldn't be, tomorrow, it would be sometimes we just
Yeah.
wouldn't be tomorrow.
But we can still keep all the other deadlines.
Yes,
Couple days,
To amend the motion. Your parcels to. Amend the current, contract and bid, showing the 2-year, possible 2-year extension solely after discretion of the board.
I will second that. What Meredith just said. I'm not gonna repeat all that.
okay. Any other?
One more question,
Any other comments by the board?
No.
Comments by the public?
Yes, and one more, and thank you so much for the consideration. Are all three parcels coming up for consideration? They would all be awarded potentially on the 21st at that meeting.
Correct.
Yes, yeah.
All right, thank you.
Separate.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Okay. It's, do I need to say my name?
Yes, please.
Lucy Jones Creek Road, Doylestown. It sounds like a good idea. Is the price of the fee change after if it's extended or is that a
Well, that's up to
consideration?
that's up to what they quote. It's a bid.
So it's a bid, so they will be bidding and be providing a lease price for each year.
Oh, I-
Those 2 option years.
So I have to go back 2 or 3 years. The reason this bid and lease started was that we had farmers using the property and we had no idea who was there, what they were doing, et cetera, et cetera. So the prior manager wanted to just have some control and knowledge of what was going on. And we decided to put the properties out for bid. I don't think we're looking to make, up for any kind of budget deficit by doing this. We just want to make, because land is so scarce, especially in this area, we want to make it available to the local farmers to have other property that they can grow up to.
So we have first, second for the amended lease agreement. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Action item H, consider a motion to appoint a new member for the planning commission board. Dan. you wanna-
There's a vacancy on the planning commission. Oh, when's the term expire? I'm not exactly sure what the term.
27? I'll say 27.
Someone had resigned, so I think initially they would just be filling.
Fill in the unexpired term, yeah.
I don't know.
So it'd be 25, 26, 27, 28, 28.
Yeah, so as a member of the public.
Michelle Martin.
Public Planning Commission Board to move to the zoning.
Oh, 27. I was right.
So,
Mhm.
to end of December 31, 27.
It's Kristen.
Not in.
Yes. Okay, so we have, all the board was given the access to the, resumes, applications. Do I have a motion for a nominee?
I would motion to appoint, Rob, what is it?
I'll second that. Do I have a second nomination? I will close the nominations. All those in favour of appointing Rob Livesay for the term till.
31/27.
Seven. Oh, what's that? What did I just say?
All in favor?
All in favour. I said. No, not yet. All those in favour of the appointment of Rob Livesay, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? You're just very quiet down. Motion passes. Thank you very much. Okay, action items. Oh, I did want to ask at that point if the board would like to consider formalizing our procedure to do appointments during the year for any boards and commissions. I know that's definitely said in the past, maybe a while ago, that they had done interviews outside of board meetings and things and had that discussion. I don't know if the board would like to welcome
When,
formalizing that again.
I mean, yeah,
I think we need to put something together if we're gonna do that, but when I interviewed years ago for planning commission, I interviewed with 2 of the supervisors outside of a formal meeting. I think it would be a good opportunity to be able to meet these people. We're given a piece of paper that has information on it, but we don't get an opportunity to actually talk to them.
Instead of bringing them on front board and talking, and some people we interviewed, and some people haven't. Yeah.
There's no consistency to it. I like having consistency in it. So I'll be on the same page.
So we will work on that and bring something forward to the board. Okay. Action item I, discussion of the following zoning hearing board application, 186 New Gillingham Road. Scott.
Yeah, so this is the application, it's a follow-up continuation, for lack of a better word, of an application you kind of reviewed last year. Last year there was a change of use. They weren't actually gonna do the change of use. This is an expansion where they're going to actually be building up, not out. So the plan is there is no change in the impervious surface or anything like that. It's the staff and the professionals opinion position, as this is a special exception that, it's permitted for them to do, but however, there are some things the board might want the zoning hearing board to consider as conditions to approve on, to place on them if they are to grant this approval related to this expansion, as because the second floor, it's a manufacturing facility on the first floor. The second floor is going to be the offices, so we want to keep it that way, that they keep the offices upstairs, they don't get rented. And then in relation to the parking, what was the issue with parking, right?
I believe you, board has to decide whether or not they would like the additional parking. There's a variance.
Right, yes.
But there is safety concerns with that intersection. I do know that there's some parking identified in the driveway that's right at the intersection. It's very dangerous. I inspected it today, so. But they did request that variance. I'm not sure how the board feels on that. That's the only variance.
Should the zoning hearing board decide to grant the special exception, there should be additional parking out in front of the building.
If they would comply with parking to the rear.
Small lot, but that's a very bad corner intersection. And that area should be parking.
Do you like to see them comply with the parking, locate to the rear, eliminate the parking, at the old driveway at the front of the site?
Ask them.
Yes.
Not to have any of the offices to be rented out to anyone other than.
And
Yes, because that would be a different use than what they're doing anyway. Their offices for their purposes are incidental to the manufacturing use. But the moment they rent them out, it becomes a commercial use, therefore. Not what
Same
they,
with their industrial use, we can't.
correct, yes.
I believe there's 2 large, I believe there's 2, the plans don't show the existing features on the site, but no trees will be removed
Yes.
as part of any construction. I think it's also something that the zoning hearing board should consider making a condition. Anything related to stormwater management, that would, we have the words already, so if they decide to redo the parking and that, then just to a certain degree, they would need to comply with stormwater subject, not any additional conditions. But staff's recommendation not to approve the application.
Remain neutral and just send a letter for these conditions considered. Our zoning officer can, obviously, if we do this letter, I can send it to both the zoning hearing board solicitor and the applicant's attorney, but also to our zoning officer who can present it at the hearing as well. Yeah, we should do a motion, yes.
Have a motion to send a letter to the zoning hearing board stating our concerns and items of consideration. Bill, do I have a second?
Second that.
Mary Beth, all those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Voting for. Thank you, Scott. Action item J, discuss the launch of the township website and provide a status update. This is a very exciting night. very exciting one that the board can announce that we will be having a brand new website launching a week from today on the 24th of March. Da, 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 da. Alex, would you like to give us other updates about them?
Sure. So, Shell, Sue, and myself had a training with Bill Schwartz from Catapult on Friday. And he taught us how to use the system to do everything in-house. So we don't have to use a third party any longer for posting things or adding items or anything like that. So we're very excited to have our hands on it now. I've been in it quite a bit since we got logins for it. So I'm just kind of getting used to that software, but we're very excited to get it moving and use that instead of our current one.
And one of the main features will be when somebody pops on the front page is that they will be able to put in their email address to get any blast emails on any exciting news about events or storms or road closings. Not going to overextend that item at the moment, see how it's used, but at least it will be there now to be able to reach out to our residents in another way.
Make them aware of things that are happening.
Mhm.
I think that's really
Yeah, so there's a feature on the homepage where we can put up emergency alerts and it overrides anything else that's on the homepage. So if somebody were to go on it during a storm, they can see road closures and all things like that. So it's helpful.
Thank you so much.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
to all staff and work very, and the committee that.
Mhm.
That's
for all in her.
Yes.
So,
That is the end of our action items on the information. First, the comprehensive report. Thanks. Dan.
Yes, everybody got a copy of Kristen's report. Again, since we're only 2 months into the year, it's hard to pick any trends, but right now I'm just basically focusing on revenue. And we can see that our real estate transfers for new are still coming in quite strong. Actually, we're at 75% of budget for the year. What we'll see happen is that will go over budget and the transfers for existing will probably be under. And I kind of look at it as a total because it is, but we're just, the market is what the market is, but the new construction's moving, so we're happy with that. And that translates down into the building permit side, where you can see that we're already at 30%, 36% of revenue for building permits and associated fees for new construction. One of the other items that we're pleased to see is the real estate or the earned income tax. We're running ahead of pace from last year at this point in time. We'll get a better idea after the first quarter, and actually at the end of the first quarter, we'll have a meeting with the finance committee to review the report in a little bit more detail, but that's just some of the highlights right now. Sure. Probably because we under budget. Because we only budgeted $500 and we got 1,300 in. It's one of those, when you have small numbers,
Everything looks bigger.
everything looks bigger. If we did that in our earned income tax, I'd be really happy, but.
Any questions? Any questions? Okay.
He's gonna do both. You're gonna do yours and Bill's. No, it's all you.
Parks and Recreation, been performing their normal inspections of all the parks weekly. They've been doing the most maintenance in North Branch Park. They elevated some of the trees out back. They went from hitting to mowers. They assisted the Public Works Department with snow removal. They are chomping at the bit to get the field ready for the spring and summer seasons. And just an update for the capital expenses, we have purchased the 2 mowers, the 272 and Exmark mowers. We purchased them and we have them in place. The Highlands fence replacement has started but has not been finished yet. And the pavilion roof at Highlands Park is slated to take place next week, I believe.
I have already gotten some chatter about the Highlands Park fence. That, you know, it's not safe the way it is. Not having been out there, I asked what's wrong with it, and he said that. Well, you run right under the fence and into the street, as of like, I guess the wire hasn't been put on the fence yet. But, yeah, it's coming. And then there were other comments from other people about heritage, so those. Move on.
Have you noticed any ash trees come down the last, windstorm road in any of that trucks?
Not particularly, but I guarantee they have.
Well, I haven't hit anything that's, on a trail or a thing. It hasn't been
No.
this or inside.
2 weeks ago, I guess we had multiple trees down one evening. Nothing major, I think. We had 4 guys that came in. A couple of hours, they were just.
Okay, on the clerks.
So we dealt with 7 winter weather events in February. 7.
Aren't you getting tired of
I had
my
to
text
guess.
messages?
Yeah.
We probably did a dance at some point in time. There's that one that did it.
Fingers crossed for no weather in November and December.
Sunshine and sunshine. Right?
So of those 7 events, it resulted in the Public Works Department salting township roadways 11 times and plowing 1 time. We used approximately 1,000 tons of salt to cover all the events. Other than that, we been keeping up with the coal patching as needed. Same thing with the capital expenses. The frame rails have been ordered for the 10-wheeler. We're waiting for them to come in. We purchased the skid steer tracks and we are currently speccing out the hot box.
How has Everett's come up through the winter storm with potholes? Normal, above normal, or?
I would say average.
Oh, just good, I understood. Any questions from the board? Any questions from the public? Please.
Yes, Madam Chair, there's a copy of my report in your packet. I really don't have much to highlight on there, if there's any questions on the report.
That's coming up.
So we had the drug take back in April. We're actually going to North Penn High School on Saturday for a night to shine. Officer Maloney will be going to that. And we purchased a lot of neon light up necklaces and stuff like that to hand out. Yeah, I think you'd be better to explain that.
For children, teens, and young adults who may not be able to participate in anything. To be able to go to have nights feel special, dress up with music, dance, and it's a great time to have police because interactions between people who have disabilities and police very often escalate unnecessarily into violence because they don't understand or they're not trained. So all of the times that we can get our first responders working with these communities and with disabilities, it just increases the chances of having positive interactions going forward, and they know that our police officers are safe to talk to and they can go to them if they have a problem. So it's really a fun night. I'll be there, with my kids. So, yeah. I'm very excited that New Britain was, even though we're not a huge part of North Britain. It's such.
We've become a block.
We skip them.
They're represented 20% on the board.
Yes. And then it's not the box. Anything else you'd like to touch?
We have a couple conferences coming up that we'll be attending. One at the end of this month and beginning April for accreditation. So we'll be going to that to prepare ourselves better for accreditation. And then another one that actually starts April 21st is we're moving to a new records management system called Pathfinder. It's something we actually entered into an agreement with about 3 years ago, but they're rolling out a new version of it, so we were waiting till we could do that. And actually, we're in the process the past couple of weeks of getting trained on it, but we'll be headed out to that conference as well. Myself, Corporal McGuire, and Sandy will be going out to learn how to administer the records management system.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Planning Commission, just an update to my report, March report. Looks like Planning Commission will have 3 projects on next week, so you may have a busy April, depending on how they go. One is a minor subdivision, Casadante, minor subdivision, 140 Upper Church Road. That's been around for quite a while. They were trying to get sewer approval out of go DEP. They are scheduled to go to Planning Commission. I'm not sure if you went before or not. You may have gone at sketch pad level, but there's not gonna be many issues on that. Sewer was the big issue. WB Homes, that's a 4-lot subdivision, Berry Road. You did see the concept plan. So now they're gonna come in, Planning Commission, next Tuesday, and then we'll see how that goes. For your board meeting in April, and then a lot line adjustments, 256 Ferry Road and actually Old Iron Hill Road. That's next to, actually involves a Showwater property, if people know where that is. Solana is, yes, Solana is the owner. They own all of the ferry, Showwater's off of, Ohio, and they want to do some lot line adjustments back there. No improvements, it's no building, just a lot line change. So those 3 will be on, once Jeannie gets, and I get our reviews out tomorrow. Because she's been busy elsewhere, so we're a little behind on 3 reviews. But it looks like that's coming to an end. So. Then also an update, Keller Road Bridge, I wrote no action. I went through the report now, and if we're not doing anything right now or in the future, I wrote no action. Of course, something changes right away. And our survey crew went out at Keller Road Bridge and marked out the limits of disturbance for Brian. For his work to begin once he gets all the materials in. Let's have everything ready to go. So we got the permit from DEP, GP11, survey staked out, limits of disturbance. Then once Ryan gets all the materials, plantings, things like that, he's gonna wait till all that's in and just will get going on that. And we'll be involved with any assistance he needs.
Just to be clear, that's nothing structural on the bridge other than the guardrails on the approach. It's not the bridge decking itself. I don't want somebody to watch the.
Yeah, it's anything, PennDOT identified, the DEP identified certain items,
Right.
it's following DEP's guidelines. The emergency permit did not work out due to the weather, unfortunate delays made at DEP level of not issuing that right away. We could get in while there was no flow of water, so that was unfortunate. So we had to go back and get a GP11, which allows township staff, the township to get in the creek bed. I continue to work on the ordinance updates. I attended EAC and Planning Commission. We got feedback. I think it was, really appreciate the EAC and how they processed their comments. It was in writing. They responded to each other. There was some deliberation, and then Dan and I got to go through that. Scott and I discussed them as well. I've also been working with Kathleen on other changes that they've noticed that came up during the meeting. She has a deadline of next Friday, and that's it. We're done. I have to do everything to Scott. We'll have another chance. Yeah, well, so anyway, I really appreciate that. It was actually I think in the future, we need to do that at planning commission as well and at the board level. So everybody can see everybody's comments and, you know, it's not me trying to explain every change and not everybody's gonna agree to them. So that went well. And then the last thing, New Galena Road, Sellersville Road intersection, the chief had the LTAP study done. I had our traffic engineer review it. I just sent a memo today. And I anticipate that being on your April meeting for action item. Dan, chief and I will discuss, but I did a pretty short memo of what needs to happen. We, in this case, because LTAP's involved and chief did his due diligence and everything early on, you're pretty set and ready to go for that. I still have personal concerns. I know there very well. I travel an awful lot. That New Galena Road has not had a four-way stop there. And we'll have to monitor that once that goes up. You're gonna have to re-alert people that aren't used to stopping on New Galena, where it crosses over Sellers Road. But traffic engineer, did confirm the site distance is the only issue. Signal's not required. The property owners, I think Ryan actually was involved working with the property owners. They did trim as much as they could. At 121 Sellersville and 453 New Galena Road, 2 residents did recently trim. I think you were involved with that, so I appreciate that. So I think we've done all we can. If, you know, this is where it gets a little touchy with everything's out there now in public. If anything happens out there, you know, they're gonna point to public records of what's been done, but I think you've contacted utility companies as well. No one's moving these utility poles. We don't have authorization to touch them. The only thing we can do is work with the best on the trimming of the site distance. They've done that. He's the one who done his stuff. So the quicker we can get moving on getting this to PennDOT, having them sign off, give direction on how to proceed. If anything happens from here until that's approved, you know, we don't have attorneys come knocking on Dan's office door asking what's going on. So that's all I have though.
Question on that, do we need, we'll need easements for the property owners for the additional?
I don't think so.
Because if there's notice.
So, do you know?
I don't believe so.
Yeah.
The right of way is wide enough there.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah.
It could be some there and warning signs. Okay.
Yeah.
Any questions from the public? No. Board of Supervisors, comment. With Stephanie.
Thank you to Alex and the other staff that worked on the website. I know there was a lot of people who were involved in it, but really appreciate Alex's work in continuing to push us all forward. It's something that's a big project, and it's gonna really serve the township residents well, so thank you.
Bill?
You back in town? Be away for a while? The Petersburg hunt coming up, so hopefully it'll be a nice day outside and we're home to get out there.
That's the trade hunt starting at,
Sorry, 10 o'clock on the time.
and then it's just starting at 9:30. We can start at 9:30 and any age from crawling to 12-year-old.
All the portions, but yeah.
I think they step. Just reiterate what Stephanie said about thank you to Alex and staff and the community for working on the website. It's been something dear to my heart to get something improved on there, and it feels fun.
Good, thanks. I'm so excited about the website. Watching in progress. And I'm just excited that we're gonna be in 2025. Really excited. And also we have the Veterans Committee has a meeting this Wednesday, and we have our upcoming bingo May 9th at 7 p.m. Live just about doors open at 6 p.m. And we are soliciting donations of either items that could be prizes or baskets, or sponsorships. So if anyone is interested in sponsoring or knows of any corporations that would be interested in sponsoring, that would be great.
and you can buy tickets from.
It's online, yeah.
Online.
I think
Mhm.
online, what's our website, the site, I think.
It wouldn't be through our website, it would be through a different website called Eventbrite. But you can buy them, yeah, or the Facebook page. Yes,
Yes.
yeah. To find it, yeah.
Facebook. You can buy them.
Mhm.
Great.
Correct,
Pay more to do it.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just this past Saturday, was lucky enough to attend the Fire Company's Awards Night. It was very warming and lovely to see all the hardworking firefighters that we have in our area and get to talk to quite a few of them. So I just wanted to say a shout out to them that thank you so much for being part of our community and it was wonderful to be there with them. So. Public comment. Is there any public comment? Please stand up and state your name.
Yes, hello, Mike Coleman again. Thank you for allowing me. I just wanted to make the board aware of good news for us at the Walter Road Farm. We've been in receipt of they call an ACAP grant from the county, state, and I don't know exactly where else the funding is coming from. Essentially, it's a matching with the cost share. And essentially, they've asked us to manage the manure, keep the cows out of the creek, and to rotationally graze the animals and to store all of the manure that we can during the winter before we can spread it inside. So it's a cost share, so we're going to pay our part. They're going to subsidize it. I've submitted the plans to Janine. And so she has a full view of both the new barn that we're building, which is going to be replacing the existing heifer barn that we have, which will include a 40 by 20 indoor manure storage, so we could push the manure in off the concrete. So in the winter, it'll be covered and it won't go into the creek, which is what we're trying to avoid. We'll be essentially taking the one big silo down to make room for that. And then if you'll see work being done in the fields, we're not building anything, we're actually, according to code, actually being able to kind of redress some of the spillways and the swales and such to redirect the water appropriately, which will be interesting. And we also received the DEP permit for cattle crossings at 2 spots on the street. So it's quite a project where you have to actually dam it and pump it around. So we've gotten DEP contracts or permits for that, and we're working with Mallory Environmental. They've done all the environmental engineering. So if you see progress being made there, you'll know that that's what it is, not Ellison. It's all under the watchful eye of Gilmore and this Mallory Environmental, as well as Ryan Herstein, who essentially is from the county. He's in charge. He's actually from the Department of Conservation. He works with the county to manage it all and to inspect it as we make progress.
Congratulations on the application.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing the work.
Yes.
I love this silo.
Well, we have 4 silos. We'll just take them one.
Okay.
Any other public comment? Please stand and state your name.
Kathleen Davis, Clearview Avenue, EAC Chair. Master Worship Stewart, I cannot tell you how excited I am to hear how you are containing that manure, getting it off site in the winter, keeping that. That's like half of what you do as Master Worship Steward is, worrying about this kind of stuff. So that's absolutely fabulous.
At the cost share, because it's very expensive.
Yeah, that's great. Also want to say that EAC just found out today, we received a grant from Bowman's Hill Nursery for plants for the demonstration garden that we have in the back. So, yeah, rather than money, they give the plants themselves, since that's what they do, they raise plants. So we're getting 100 plants for that demonstration garden. And I wonder if the Eventbrite site will be up for the rain barrel event too, so we don't have to try to get people to send checks.
I can talk to Sue about setting it up. Yeah, she set up the one for bingo, so I don't
Yeah.
think it'll be. an issue.
When is the rain barrel with that again?
May 3rd.
May 3rd.
So I was sort of awake at night sometimes thinking, now how am I gonna get all these people to get their checks? Just kidding.
Thank you, Kathleen.
Thank you.
With that being said, Announcements. The Park and Rec meeting for tomorrow night is being cancelled. We have the Veterans Committee meeting on Wednesday, March 19th at 6 p.m. The zoning hearing board on Thursday, March 20th at 7 p.m. Planning Commission meeting next week on Tuesday, the 20th at 7 p.m. We have a workforce for wheels in our North Branch parking lot on Wednesday, March 26th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. There will be a bus that will come and help people who are looking for work, doing resumes and any other interview prep and things like that. So that will be very good. You know, I think everyone in Bridge Township wanted to see last week. Study that was coming through. So we'll put it up. The environmental advisory council meeting on Wednesday, 2nd at 7 p.m. The next Board of Supervisors meeting on April 7th has been cancelled. Then we have the Easter egg hunt in North Branch Park, rain or shine, on Saturday, April 12th at 9:30 a.m. Park and Recreation. Yeah. On Tuesday, April 15th at 7 p.m. Veterans Committee. On Wednesday, 16th at 6 p.m. The zoning hearing board will be Thursday, April 17th at 7 p.m. And then the township building will be closed Good Friday on Friday, April 18th. Next meeting for the board of supervisors will be on Monday, April 21st at 7 p.m. Do I have a motion to adjourn at 8:05 p.m.? Bill, do I have a second? A second? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you so much.